even have membership, because some of the members, what you are calling your members, never registered.
I totally disagree with you, because as far as we are concerned, we know our members. We have a fully fledged secretariat at ODM that deals, a directorate that deals with programs of registration of membership. We have offices all over the country that do registration of our members. If your name is found in ODM list and you are not a member of ODM, that doesn't mean that it's ODM that took your name there. That you need to sort out with the political party's office to register you from that political party. But as far as I know, ODM has a fully fledged secretariat with a whole directorate that deals with programs of registration of membership and selling of policies at the grassroots level. Number two, ODM, one of the differences ODM has, ODM is the only single party at the moment that I am sure that you can locate the offices very easily, that operates on daily basis, that's open with staff and doing all kind of manners that a political party is supposed to do. And number two, one of the things that I've not told about ODM, ODM now as we speak is the only party that has gone through 2 elections. Whether they lost it or they won, it's a different argument for another day. But it's the only party that has taken part in 2 elections, 2 referendums, the 2005 referendum, the 2010 election, constitutional referendum. So ODM is a party that is there to live in the future. It's not a party for today only. That I can assure you.
That's a strong point you make, that ODM isn't created necessary for to contest elections, as has been the pattern in Kenya in the past. But I'll take you back to the question that Mutegi asked about loyalty, and you were quite disingenuous about it in response in your response when you pointed out how Jubilee is purported to behave. But the question is ODM loyalty. How do you measure it? What is the standard?
Udwak, loyalty to the party that sponsored you or that you are a member or you are there to is very important. In the developed world, developed democracies, it is you declare your interest whether you are interested in the affairs of this party or you are not interested. Here in Africa, you can still remain a member of certain party and you continue propagating issues of other parties. Right.
So how does ODM determine loyalty, given that somebody has to be determining whether a person is disloyal or not?
No, you see, the loyalty, if you are not loyal, or if you are not, actually it's not about even loyalty. If you don't believe, if you have lost faith in the issues of that party, it will be seen. You will see members of parliament openly saying that me, I'm a member of ODM, but I want to work with the government.
So you're construing independent thinking and willing to cooperate with the other side as disloyalty?
No, it's not about being independent-minded. The party believes gives room for independent minds for you to speak your mind. But there are certain issues that the party believes in. There are certain issues that the party wants to achieve in parliament. There are certain issues,
such as what? Because they're not clearly
the leader of majority.
We have parliamentary group meetings, and the party says that this agenda or this motion or this bill in parliament, we need to go this way, like the media bill, for example. So members of parliament who go against that position of the party are deemed to be disloyal. What else can you say other than that?
That's where we have a problem. Does party membership restricted to only people in leadership? Because membership, when you say people are working with the government, they are civil servants who are ODM members, and they are working with the government. Does only party membership mean those who are in parliament? Because if they are those who are working with the government, they have to work with the government.
When we say working with the government, we're not talking about working with the government for the good and welfare of Kenyans. We are talking of the working with the government in terms of now deviating from the values and the principles and the agendas that have been set by the party that you belong to. There are issues that, when we have issues in parliament, when we have issues in the Senate, there are positions that parties take. There are positions that we feel this is good for the country, this is the way we need to go. But when you deviate from that, and you're a member of that party, that tells you that you are no longer in the party.
What has the chief whip done? Your minority chief whip, because you want to whip him. What has he done?
You know,
what did he not do?
Mutegi,
in terms of enforcing discipline.
The chief whip is a member of ODM. That's a fact. But you see, we went to Naivasha, to a retreat, to evaluate ourselves on how we performed the last 1 year that Parliament is.
Yes.
And we had leadership. We have both parliamentary leadership and we have party leadership. We needed to evaluate how the performance was in both sides. Now, if the coalition felt that we are not performing in Parliament because of weak leadership, then we have to do something about it. We don't need to keep quiet, because Kenyans expect us to do work for them and to deliver for them as members of Parliament. So if we felt as a coalition that we are not performing very well at Parliament level because of weak leadership, we need to address that.
But you haven't answered the question.
And it's not about the whip only, it's about the whole parliamentary leadership of God.
Okay.
It's not about the whip only.
So what are you saying? Are you accepting that your parliamentary leadership is weak?
I accept that, yes. Right. And that's why you want to address it.
Your members of the ODM,
yes,
members of Parliament, the coast,
yes,
have said no, you will not go.
No, they have not said that you will not go.
That's what they have said.
No, they have not said. They have said that if the whip has not performed as expected, we want the coalition to look at the whole leadership holistically. That's what they said. Actually, they say they need to look from the minority leader down to the whip.
Actually,
and see and
you're
evaluate
both correct.
Who is doing.
No, hang on, you're both correct.
Yes.
They did say that, but they also said that they would not allow one of their own to be kicked out of the party leadership. Yeah. And if he was kicked out, they would not allow the party to pick somebody else from the region to divide them.
Exactly, to divide them.
So there were several things that were said there.
Probably we need to update him that actually they bumped into Honorable Raila Odinga and some 4 MPs from Luo Nyanza when the coast MPs were calling for a press conference to say that.
No, they did not bump. You know what happened? They were in the same hotel.
Yeah.
Raila had his own function there, and the coast parliamentarians had their own function there. But the correct information we have is that the coast parliamentarians have said, if the parliamentary leadership is not performing, we need to look at the whole leadership holistically and not the chief whip only. That's the information that we have from the coast.
And we've just corrected you on that. But then you were also talking about infiltration. And so why do you believe that ODM has been infiltrated by Jubilee?
You know, Udwak.
Whether it's ODM or CORD, I'm not sure. Is this limited to ODM?
No. Right. ODM is the one that's conducting elections now. You see, Jubilee, the fact remains that Jubilee are our rivals. And they will wish to have a weak ODM. They will wish to have ODM to come out of these elections disintegrated, so that they don't have any opponent in this country. So for that reason, your enemy will not sit down and watch you when he has an opportunity to dismantle you.
But they don't need to do much, do they? You're already in disarray.
The only, formidable force that they have that can face them in Kenya at the moment is CORD and ODM, being member of CORD. So ODM now is going through an election which any other party has not attempted, not even doing, has not attempted to do. When have you had any other
fragmented.
Party? Tell me.
Jubilee would not need to do much to weaken it further.
Have you ever had any other party doing an election in Kenya for the last 5 years? These are briefcase. These are briefcase parties that are constituted for elections.
The point. No, that's beside the point. You're not answering the question. Just a minute, you're not answering the question about evidence of Jubilee infiltrating ODM. You are weakened, and it seems as if you're scapegoating Jubilee for your own internal mess.
You know, Udwak, as a party, we have our intelligence. We need to guard ourselves from outside infiltration or outside forces to divide us or to dismantle us. So our intelligence has confirmed to us that Jubilee is so much interested in this ODM party, so that they can use it to weaken the party. So we have to come out and tell them that, please leave us alone. This is our party affair.
But
interest and infiltration are different.
Yes.
What evidence do you have that Jubilee has planted moles in ODM?
What evidence we have?
Yeah.
We have evidences.
Such as?
We don't need to say it in the media. That's an internal party affair. We
so
know
these
each
are
other.
smoking mirrors
You know,
to distract us from the fact that you're actually
Okay,
fragmenting and
you
you're... No,
don't
just a
want-
minute. These are smoking mirrors.
It is not smoking
No,
mirror.
no, no.
It's not.
Because you cannot tell us that you're getting it wrong, the party is held to ransom by one individual, that internal democracy is stifled, and people are disgruntled. And so you're putting the blame on your rivals.
You see, this issue of saying that the party is run by one individual and the party...
Is it not?
It's not. It's not. All decisions of ODM are made through ODM organs. When ODM wants to make a decision, they call for a National Executive Council meeting, which are normally done at Orange House. And it's even open to the media. That is where agendas are tabled, that's where agendas are discussed. And the majority view carries the day. So this issue of individualizing our party should be stopped. I think this is a gimmick to be smart, to malign the name of the former Prime Minister. This is a gimmick that our opponents are using.
Now that
because which party is not led by an individual in this country?
Okay, help us
which
understand
party
then.
is led by a group of people?
Now that you
Sir,
went to evaluate
help
yourself.
us understand then why we saw someone crying on national television about loving the former Prime Minister and the former Prime Minister being misled. Because clearly that person has lost faith in the party and the party organs.
Uruak, every individual has got his own emotions. If somebody decides to cry in public out of emotions, now that one we cannot discuss. That one is just individual's character. Because, somebody can just cry. You can't discuss.
What about politicians?
Those are emotions.
Mr. Mohammed, leave the crying aside.
Yes.
But let's listen to what the person said. I love the former Prime Minister. The former Prime Minister is being misled by certain people.
That's according to her.
Right.
Yes. That's
There is no
according to her.
faith. This is a prominent person within your party who seems to have no faith in your internal structures.
No, it's just, that is her view. That is according
A potential Secretary General of the party.
No, it's a potential, that's true, of a Secretary General, and that is a view of that potential Secretary General. There are many other potential Secretary Generals. So you don't say that view of that individual is what is the truth. Maybe that's how she sees it. That's how she views these issues, which can be looked at and said, what's your point? What's your point? What's your point?
What do you say about those very prominent politicians in ODM who have said they have withdrawn because of pressure from the Prime Minister?
Mutegi,
being elbowed out.
First of all, I want to tell you something. I come from Nyanza, and I told you ODM is a party that belongs to all Kenyans. I told you ODM is a party that has people all over the country. We must look at issues of regional balance. We must look at regional issues of gender. We must look at issues of disability according to the Constitution. If the party leader maybe is a man from Nairobi but has affiliations in Nyanza, there is no way we can have a Secretary General again from the same community. We are not forming here, community organizations, a CBO. We are forming a national party that we want everybody to be on board.
Okay.
So we cannot allow, me from Nyanza to be the Secretary General. We are not forming a party for Nyanza region.
But why don't you allow them to contest and lose?
No, don't be cheated. Anybody who has left the rest under his evolution.
No.
He had the constitutional
Let's come
mandate.
back to that because I have to
he had the constitutional mandate to stick that I'm not.
Okay,
but
excellent.
when you stick like
Even Wangoro is still there.
when we stick like
Mutegi, we'll take a break and come back to this issue. This is Cheche live on Citizen TV. The Honorable MP for Suna East, Junet Mohammed, is our guest this morning. When we come back, we will talk about regional balance in party politics. If you've got any questions for him, do SMS us on 22422, or you can tweet Cheche_TV.